This is one signing from every Premier League club that makes sense this summer. So we're starting off with Arsenal, and as we know, they need a striker, but I've not put a striker down in this video because I can't think of one in particular that makes sense. I mean, they need one. Any of them could do, but I've gone for a midfielder that they've been linked to a numerous amount of times over the past few seasons, and that is Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa. I think it makes total sense. He would slot straight into that midfield alongside Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, so I think he is the one player that makes total sense of joining Arsenal. I just think, I don't know why, that's just the player I've picked. I mean, get off my back, that's who I've picked. For Aston Villa, I've actually gone for a free transfer. I've gone for a Spanish defender, Mario Hermoso from Atletico Madrid. His contract is due to expire in the summer. He may sign a new deal at Atletico Madrid, but I think at 28 years of age, he can make the step up to the Premier League. Aston Villa could be playing Champions League football next season. They're in the position at the minute to be doing so. And he's Spanish. It links to Emery. It makes sense. That's the point of the video. For Bournemouth, I've gone for a defensive-minded midfielder, Renato Tapia from Celta Vigo. They're very much struggling in La Liga this season. They're battling relegation. And the Peruvian midfielder sort of just breaks the whole... He's probably one of Celta Vigo's best player. He breaks play up. And I think Bournemouth need that sort of holding midfielder. Philip Billing's been frozen out a little bit this season. He's more attack-minded. Anyway, Lewis Cook and Christie have played the majority of the games together. Tyler Adams is injury-prone. They need a midfielder to slot in there, So I think Renato Tapia can be that man. For Brentford, we know that Ivan Toney will be leaving in the summer. It's just we don't know who to. So they probably need a striker. I know they've agreed to sign Igor Thiago, is it, from Club Brugge, a Brazilian forward. He's going to be coming in the summer already. But I think they need more depth than that. And I've put Eddie Nketiah down. The Arsenal striker really struggling for minutes at the club. He's been given the famous number 14 Thierry Henry shirt at Arsenal, and he's not really lived up to it. He's not really got the chance to either. I don't think he is Arsenal calibre, but for Brentford, I can see him getting 10 to 15 goals. For Brighton, I don't know why this signing just makes complete sense. I mean, that is the point of the video. I don't know how many times I'm going to reiterate it, but I've done it again. Yeah. I've gone for Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall of Leicester, currently sat second in the Championship. Leicester, they're battling for the title. I mean, they were, like 13 points clear at some point of the season. They have completely thrown it away. We know they're probably going to be coming up to the Premier League next season. They're going to be struggling, though, Leicester, because I think they're getting a points deduction to kickstart the season, and they might be under a transfer embargo. So a player like Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, who, you know, looks like he could be getting relegated with Leicester if they do come up, or he'll be certainly in and around the relegation spots. Going to a place like Brighton where he can express himself, he's still only 23, 24 years of age. It makes total sense to me. For Burnley, I've sort of gone for like a Championship player because I do think Burnley will be in the Championship next season. So I've gone for Charlie Patino from Arsenal. He's currently on loan at Swansea. He had a successful loan spell at Blackpool recently as well in the past. So I think Charlie Patino coming into a Burnley side, I mean, he's on loan at Swansea, so this season he's done okay, but I think at Burnley he can make that step up. He's turning 20 very soon. I think a season in the Championship at Burnley could do wonders for his career. It makes total sense. Yet again, that's the point of the video. For Chelsea, this is where Ivan Toney will be landing at Chelsea Football Club. I think it makes complete and utter sense. I've said it again. Sort of ruled out a few other clubs. Arsenal definitely could go in for him. He could be on the list, but I think Douglas Luiz is sort of makes more sense in that category. Manchester United could get him. Man City, no. Chelsea, yeah, that's basically all it comes down to. I don't think Liverpool will. I don't think Tottenham will. Tottenham could do with him, to be fair. But I think Chelsea need to splash the cash on a forward who's going to score them goals, guaranteed goals. Someone like Toney. Someone like Solanke, someone like Watkins, someone like Benzema, Lewandowski. They need a vocal point in that team up front to bag them the goals because they're creating chances. Cole Palmer's carrying them, but they don't have a striker to finish them. Ivan Toney to Chelsea makes total sense. For Crystal Palace, I've gone for Jack Clarke of Sunderland, a player who's been linked with a lot of Premier League moves in his career so far, over the past few years. Anyway, he's a youngster, played at Leeds. He was actually at Tottenham, I do believe, at some point in his career. He is now at Sunderland, killing it for them, and he's still not got that Premier League move. I think he's far too good for the Championship, and I think Crystal Palace could work wonders for his career, playing out on one of the wings. Maybe if Palace lose Elise or Eze this summer, he can certainly fill that void. I don't know why I've done this one for Everton, but I've gone for Maxwell Cornet. Like, I genuinely don't know why. I've just got a slight inkling in my body. It's tingling around me. And I think Maxwell Cornet could go to Everton on a season-long loan from West Ham in the summer. Sean Dyche, I think, managed him at Burnley when he was there, and he killed it for them there. I don't know. I genuinely don't know why. It's just one that's came to my head straight away when I was thinking about doing this video. Everton, straight away, Maxwell Cornet came in my head, so that's why I've put him down. For Fulham, I've actually gone for Facundo Pellistri of Manchester United, currently out on loan in Spain. He has been a numerous amount of times, but I think he needs either a loan move to a Premier League side, or he needs to just sign permanently for a fellow Premier League team. I think, I don't know if he's going to be at United next season. I'm going to do a whole separate video on United coming up very soon. Sorry about that Rapid Vienna shirt, just nearly knocked it off its pedestal. I'm going to do a whole video on Manchester United soon about who should stay, who should go, ranking them based off this season, etc, etc. A lot of United-based videos over the next few weeks. But Facundo Pellistri, to me, he's either going on loan or he's getting sold permanently. He needs to go to the Premier League and prove himself, because I think he can. And I think Fulham, under Marco Silva, could be that destination for him. For Liverpool, I actually struggled, obviously, because we don't know who's going to be managing them next season. There's links to Ruben Amorim, the sporting manager. Maybe he comes in. Everyone thought it was going to be Xabi Alonso, and if it was him, it'd probably make my pick a lot easier. But because we don't know who's coming in, Amorim looks like the most likely candidate. I've gone for Rayan Ait-Nouri from Wolves. I've been really impressed with him this season. I think it's time he makes a little step up to a top 6 side. I don't know. It just came into my head. I think Ait-Nouri on the left-hand side. I mean, Robertson gets injured quite a lot. I don't think Tsimikas is very good. Ait-Nouri can play a bit more advanced. Maybe if Amorim comes in. I know he likes to play a back 5 now and then. So, I think it just makes total sense. Now, this is the one I'm most certain about. Luton Town's signing for the summer. The most sense signing. That's a bit of an alliteration, wasn't it? I mean, it wasn't a bit, it was an alliteration. But I've gone for Sammy Smodics, another alliteration. We love it. Sammy Smodics, who is absolutely killing it at Blackburn Rovers this season. He's in his mid-20s. Sort of his breakout year this year. He scored 23, 24 championship goals so far for Blackburn, who are struggling, the lower half of the table in the championship. And I think if Luton go down, they're going to continue this model of bringing in quality championship players. They've done it this season in the Premier League. A lot of their Premier League squad is very good championship quality. So if they do go down, which I think they will, they can hopefully bounce back up to the Premier League the year after. And I think a player like Sammy Smodics makes sense. Go after the best players in the championship. Get them in. And I think he wouldn't turn it down. I don't think he would. I think that's the one I'm putting the super like button on. Super confident button. Super confident button has been activated. Sammy Smodics to Luton. You heard it here first. He's joining them. For Manchester City, one of the easiest ones on this list, I've gone for Lucas Paqueta from West Ham. He's been linked with City last year in the summer as well for a big money move. And I think this year is the year he makes that move. He's been at West Ham for nearly 2 seasons now. And I think he will be joining Manchester City this summer. Maybe if they lose Bernardo Silva, etc. I think Paqueta will come in. For Manchester United, I've gone for Jeremy Frimpong from Leverkusen. Now, you're going to think you're just so biased. You're picking a player from Leverkusen who's just won the league to come into a really bad United side. Yeah, I am. Newcastle United, I've gone for Tosin Adarabioyo from Fulham. He's set to leave the club on a free transfer this summer, and I think Newcastle could be that destination. They've struggled at the back this season. They need another spearhead at the back. Tosin's your man. Nottingham Forest, I've gone for another free transfer. This one is like, I don't really know if this is going to happen. I've gone for Wilfred Ndidi of Leicester. I know Leicester and Forest have a little bit of a rivalry, but I don't think it's going to be too outrageous to not bring Ndidi into the club. If he's available for free, it's a Premier League move. If they stay in the Premier League anyway, I'm basing this off Nottingham Forest staying in the Premier League, by the way, because I don't think Ndidi joins Forest if they go to the Championship, but I don't know why. It just makes total sense. Sheffield United, really, honestly, wow. Stuttered a little bit there, didn't I? Sheffield United, I've gone for Victor Johansson, the Rotherham goalkeeper, the Swedish man, probably one of the best keepers in the Championship. Rotherham have been terrible this season. They're already going down to League One. He's too good for them, but I don't think he's good enough for the Premier League. So joining a team like Sheffield United, who are going to get a points deduction next season, and I think they'll be around mid-table or lower half in the Championship. I think he will be a spearhead in that sort of sense. I think a goalkeeper like him, I don't think Fodderham's good enough. I don't think Gerbic is good enough. I think Victor Johansson might be. For Tottenham, I've gone for Dominic Solanke of Bournemouth. I think this is the year Dominic Solanke makes his big move. He's obviously played for Chelsea and played for Liverpool in the past, but he's never had a prolific season like this at Bournemouth. He's been unbelievable in the Premier League. He's currently sat on 17 league goals, and I think putting him in that Tottenham team under Ange, it's going to work wonders. It's going to be a great signing for Tottenham. That's who they need. For West Ham, I've gone for Chuba Akpom. He's not really liking it at Ajax. He was very good at Middlesbrough, and I think he's going to come back to England after just 1 year in Holland, and I think West Ham is the destination for him. And finally, ending off with Wolves. We always end with Wolves because it's alphabetical. I do apologise, Wolves fans. But we've gone for Danny Ings for you. I say we. I've gone for Danny Ings for you. West Ham, I mean, Danny Ings doesn't really play at West Ham, does he? He plays the odd game here and there. He's a goal-scoring machine. I think Wolves expressed interest in January as well. He dots about England, doesn't he, Danny Ings? I mean, Southampton, Burnley, Liverpool, Aston Villa, West Ham. I think that's most of them. And now I think Wolves is the next one he goes to. That's where we're going to leave it, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. That is one signing that makes sense for every Premier League club this summer. I'll see you in the next one.